Well, not a great start to the 2024 season for the Rays. However, it is a long year, so there are more opportunities to get W's.
Too many walks, too many home runs, but we still have an MVP. Let's get started right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays and email us anytime, lockedonrays@gmail.com. Well, the Tampa Bay Rays fall to the Blue Jays on opening day by an unfortunate score of 8-2. And before we get into this game, Ulises, we should note that we were at the game, and I want to get a couple things off my chest, if you don't mind.
Oh, please.
Okay. One, I don't think we need the wild card banner ceremony anymore. I think the Rays have been so successful as a franchise. We've moved beyond that. Maybe in the 2008 to 2018 timeframe, I get it, but I say just put one big wild card banner up there, and then every year embroider it 2024, 2023, whatever it is, as opposed to doing a major ticker tape parade for that thing. That's one issue. The other issue is it was not a sellout. You cannot call it a sellout crowd if you have untarped hundreds, if not thousands of seats in the upper deck. So 25,025 is not a sellout. You can call it a sellout, but it's not a sellout when I'm looking all around me, 360 degrees, and I see a lot of blue seats with no butts in them.
I'll take them out of order. Let's go with the second one first, because I think I have a lot to say on the first one. Number two, at least cover the seats.
Cover the seats. If you cover the seats, I will be more amenable to this idea that it's a sellout.
Tarp them up. They've done that before. You can't tell me, well, we can't do it. No, you've done it before. What? There's no tarping anymore. We're out of tarp. Man, crap. Somebody didn't order the tarp. You know, like
are people allowed to go up there and sit? I'm gonna have to try that sometime.
Oh, I would. I mean, there's probably like a whatever, like you can like
caution tape,
whatever it's called. Yeah. But you can go under it probably. I mean, if we want to be rebels about it, catch us next time. But yeah, I didn't like hearing, oh, it's a sellout. And then you're like, but there's like 10,000 up there, bro. Like tarp them up. Yeah. So I agree with you. But for the first one, I understand the side that says you cannot forget where you come from. You cannot, you have to always be appreciative of the good things that you have and be thankful, grateful, and you have to clap for the things that you do well. I understand that side of things. It's still ridiculous.
And everybody makes fun of us for it.
Everybody makes fun of us. Like, let's not do that. Like, I think our franchise has elevated itself to a point where that isn't needed anymore. In the beginning, it did, because we had no history. We had no memories. We had no, oh, remember when that good thing happened? We had none of that. So we were creating those things. Now I think we have elevated. We've evolved as a fandom, as an organization. And I agree with you. I don't think you need a ticker-tick parade. You killed me with that line. You don't need a ticker-tick parade for a wild card banner where you scored one run in 2 games and you haven't scored more than one run in 2.5 years.
Like, when people say, oh, wild card, like there's a negative connotation now because the Rays don't get out of the wild card and they don't score in the wild card. So you're almost bringing back bad memories in a way.
And it's not like the wild card in 2011, that was cool.
Yeah.
You put that banner. There was a moment, a baseball legend moment that happened, a baseball history moment. That's cool. And back then in 2011, you only had one wild card.
Yeah.
So it meant more. Now what? You're celebrating that you were the 6th best team?
Right.
It really, I just...
Yeah,
I
maybe
agree
you
with
just have a banner that says playoff years, and each year you know, whether you win the World Series or make it to the wild card or the ALDS or ALCS, you just mark it up there.
I hope that in the new stadium, that's what they do. They kind of like conglomerate all the wild card years and then just put a whole big banner. Celebrate them still. You can celebrate success. You should be able to do that. But just like in one big thing, wild card, and you put 2011, 2013, 2019, whatever. You can do that. Don't do a whole big one.
We're celebrating wild cards. We're celebrating non-sellout sellouts. We're doing the wave in the middle of a quasi clunker.
Oh,
that was maybe the most ridiculous thing from opening day.
There was a guy and like a couple sections over starting to wave, and he was wearing Rays stuff. It was like the 7th, 8th inning. We're getting our butts whooped. It's like 8-1, 8-2. Like, bro, read the room. Not the time for a wave. Like, well, first of all, it's never time for a wave.
Right.
But if you're like, oh my God, I need to do the wave right now. My body is calling for the wave.
Yeah.
If that's your situation, then you better be winning 8-2. You shouldn't be losing 8-2 in your home ballpark. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Have some damn sense.
But hey, there must have been some group thing going on because people were hopping onto the wave. That row was doing the wave in concert, and then it shifted, unfortunately, to where we were sitting in section 137.
Exactly. So, but, I think people around us were cool about it. They were like, no, we're not doing that either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we had a lady behind us that was busy doing the scorebook, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We had a group in front of us that were drinking those bat beers, those 32 ounces. So a lot of people in our area purview weren't in the mood to do the wave.
Yeah, yeah. But, overall, it was fun to be at the ballpark again. The game itself didn't give us so many good things to focus on. But there were things that, we actually now have baseball to talk about. And I think we both are very happy about that.
It is nice to be able to wake up and say, okay, we can discuss something for 25, 30, 35 minutes without an issue. And hopefully you all enjoy that as well. We will actually get to what happened on the field besides wild card banners and empty seats and the wave. Although, one good thing that came out of yesterday was Ulises hooking me up with his parking plug. So I should have no parking issues in perpetuity. So if you're looking, I can't, it's such a good deal and situation. I can't even reveal it. It's our secret. Like, this is our thing. This is like the mafia. Like, you really have to become a part of the Rays fandom. Like, there might be only like 2 or 3 people I'd be willing to tell this to. And even then I would ask for your permission. And you have to take a photo.
This is a locked on parking section. So people that hate locked on parking, you can skip the next 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But it's a great hookup. I love it. And keep that under wraps. If you want the locked on parking hookup, well, you know what? Next time we are at the ball game, maybe we will tell you if you ask.
Exactly.
There you go.
But you are not allowed to tell anybody else, because if we find out, you will get whacked.
Yes, that's how it operates on locked on parking. Exactly.
That is true. Yes. All right. We have a lot to discuss, but first we have to tell you this. Say goodbye to busted brackets, because FanDuel lets you bet on every game of the tourney, whether you're betting on a big upset or a 1 seed. It's time to go dancing on America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 buckaroos to use on point spreads, money lines, and you can even pick who's going to win it all. So Just visit fanduel.com/lockedon, LOCKEDON, and bet on college hoops until they cut down the nets. I'll repeat it one more time. Just visit fanduel.com/lockedon to bet on college hoops and everything else until they cut down the nets. All right, Ulises, let's get to this unfortunate outcome. Look, I'm still confident and very sure that the Rays will still go 161-1. That's going to be an ongoing joke for the rest of the day. But interesting because the action started off well, where I think Zach Eflin retired the first 9 batters he faced. 9 up, 9 down. He's getting guys on the sweeper outside the zone. He's getting guys on the elevated fastball, pop flies, ground outs, all that. And then the wheels start to come off. But simultaneously, you have Yandy Diaz, who's like, you're not voting for me 5th or 6th or 10th in MVP voting this year. I want the whole dang thing, because he absolutely picked up where he left off. And I thought it was going to not necessarily say a Rays blowout, but I thought, 5-1 win, 6-2 win, something like that. The way the game opened, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good day. And then it turned on its head after that.
This is how I know we've watched a lot of baseball, is because when that home run happened, and I really wish there was a recording of this, because people are just going to be like, no, you didn't say that. But we did.
Yeah.
The home run's happening. Everybody's going off. I'm going nuts. Let's go. I'm high-fiving the drunk ladies in front of us.
Yeah.
The grandpas
drunk
behind
ladies.
me.
Yeah. Luckily, hey, they did have a designated driver, an
Yes.
elder gentleman who
Yes.
I don't think he was having as much fun. He
No.
was there to
Keep
rally the
things
herd there.
Civil. Yeah, he was there to keep guard. The dudes behind us with the moonshine, high-fiving them. Okay, we're all celebrating Yandy's homer. We're like, okay, we're back, baby. We're going to the World Series. Confirmed. We sit down. What did we say to each other as a joking thing, but because we know baseball? What did we say, Kevin?
I don't know. I had a couple beers during the course of the game. So actually, no, I had I did tall boy and a moonshine slushy. So my memory's a little bit fuzzy. You gotta help me out. Well, MVP Yandy, I don't know.
No, we said, and that's the only run they would score that day. We said it like jokingly. That's the only run we're gonna score today. Well, right, just about. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I mean, Yandy. Let's go positive first. Yandy, dude, he is so good. I mean, he just does whatever he wants.
He makes it look like adult softball sometimes.
He really does.
And even on that home run, which he took over 162 landing with 2 strikes, like that was an inside pitch tailing in. I don't know how him or anybody else doesn't get jammed on something like that. And he still has the firepower to knock it out of the park.
He's a strong guy, keeping those hands in so fast. I mean, those hands are fast, keeping them in. Yeah. So cool to see that. And I will forever not understand people that are like, well, trade him. Like, no, you don't have to trade every player. No, you don't. You can
There's about like 20 other guys I'd be willing to trade before Yandy right now.
Like, he's your guy. You don't trade your guy for like, well, dude, this guy's a high ceiling. He throws a 95-mile-an-hour slider.
No. I'd be more willing to trade Randy, a lot of other guys, because I think Yandy will, whether he has a position 4 years from now, like I think he's still going to hit till he's going to be like Michael Brantley. He's going to hit till he's 39. Or Justin Turner, or
Justin Turner, JD Martinez. Like, there's just guys that no matter how old they get, they know how to hit. Yeah, they might clog up the bases, but it's okay. I don't understand that rhetoric of like, oh, we got to trade Yandy. No, you don't. Yeah. He's our best player. He's our best player. You don't trade your best player. So fantastic to see him just being a triple short of the cycle. So just what a way to start the season for him. So cool to see that. Now, Eflin started great. Eflin started, striking people out, looking dominant. Like you said, the first few innings, he looked untouchable, which was so cool. Then, was it the 6th inning? Yeah, the 6th inning implosion. he had 2 outs. He had 2 outs because he got IKF to ground out, Biggio homers, then Springer grounds out. So it's completely fine to be like, okay, well, there's 2 outs. Like this is his inning. Boom. Then one of the biggest home runs I've ever seen live from Vladito. Like,
Yeah, it hits the top of the batter's eye, adjacent
mean,
to the Budweiser porch, 450 feet. Like,
I mean,
that is basically, we could have just called it a day right there. When that happened, there's no covering from a shot like that from Eflin or the team. Like, having momentum to, like, it was all on the Blue Jays' favor, which Vladdy, like, apparently he has defense now because he's stretching into the splits
yeah,
to catch balls. He's making over the shoulder catches in foul territory. I don't know what's going on, but I guess he wants some MVP votes this year as well.
You know, he maybe got upset that Yandy got the nominations to start the All-Star game. He's like, that's the last time that happens. But yeah, that home run was so big that even Rays fans were like, "Holy crap!" Like,
It's
that
like,
was
I don't think we've ever seen that.
right.
Like that goes in the pantheon of like unbelievable home runs at the Trop. Like, it's one thing where, you know, Biggio hits one 365 feet that like barely goes over. Springer, okay, which I think this was part of the problem with Eflin. Like, he was just leaving sweepers and cutters in the zone, and they were taking advantage of it. But the Vladdy bomb, like, that's something you remember, like some of the Zunino home runs and Avi home runs that we saw over the years.
And you felt the energy. Maybe you didn't get this through the TV, but if you were there, the energy got sucked out of the Trop.
Yeah.
Like it just like, and there was just like this vacuum. And, you know, I know you can't quantify it, but it did. The momentum shifted horribly after that. And, you know, you could say, you know, then Bichette singles, hit by pitch Turner, Dalton Varsho walks, Kirk singles, Kiermaier singles, and then you replace Zach Eflin. Now, I'm not saying that Cash, that this was a Kevin Crash moment. I'm not saying that, but it did seem like in the same scenario, in another time, I could have seen Cash take Eflin out a couple batters earlier than that. Like, it seemed like he wanted really to get through the 6 with Eflin, which makes me wonder, because Eflin had 81 pitches by the end and he didn't finish the 6. So what was the pitch count that you had Eflin on? I'm thinking 75 to 85 because he went 81, right?
Right.
So you already know that once that inning starts, there's a possibility that he could not finish it. So you should have somebody in the bullpen. And if that's the rhetoric, then you could have moved on to somebody else before that, if that's your train of thought. So I want to know that, like, maybe did they have a higher pitch count on Eflin, like 100? Did they actually have him at 100 or 90? And that's why there wasn't somebody warming up earlier in the bullpen. That's something I wish.
Because it's usually something you would have the foresight to, of, especially after the Vladdy shot, that the wheels are maybe starting to roll and turn off here. Although the replacement that they brought in after that, I mean, it's kind of a moot point though. But Armstrong wasn't too hot either. But
no,
sometimes you have that gut feel of it might be time to move along. So
So I'm wondering, because of the pitch count. If it was 80, then somebody should have been warming up as soon as he started that inning, because you know that there's a possibility he might not be able to end it. Now, if your pitch count was higher for him, then okay, I understand that you didn't have somebody warming up, but it did seem like he did give him an extra 2 hitters that you probably could have saved yourself a couple of more runs. But, you know, it happens. Even if he had done that, even if Kevin Cash had done that, you still don't win the game, because you still have to, you know, have more than Yandy pull up his weight. You know, 2 runs is not going to cut it. So it's a shame about the pitching management. But, you know, you also have to think, with a 4-game series with the Blue Jays, do you really want to empty your bullpen out the first game so that they are able to see all of your your bullpen arms? Maybe not. So you take the
Hide your
L
cards
here.
a little bit with a 4-game series. That does make some sense there,
Yeah.
especially with the way the pitching matchups go from now, where the guy you should have the most confidence in is Zach Eflin to get out of a jam and get through things, where over the rest of the series, we have Chris Bassett versus Aaron Savali, Kikuchi versus Littell, TBD versus TBD. So it's not necessarily in the Rays' favor to start. So that's probably where you want to utilize and protect your bullpen arms or save them as best you can for that.
And regardless, like you said, I mean, Sean, yeah, he did get that last out in the sixth, but then he walked a couple. He allowed a couple runs. Clevenger was lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky because he had 3 walks and the dude got out of there unhurt, unscathed.
Should have brought him in to face Kiermaier before he hits a single the other way. Things are going bad when KK is taking the ball the other way for a base hit. That at least I didn't see a lot of that when he was with the Rays. I saw a lot of rolling over to the second baseman in his career. So yeah, that scenario where Eflin gave up the single, the hit by pitch, and the walk, it's like not good. And then the Rays had an opportunity to, I'm not saying they were going to win, but you had a key moment in the bottom of the 6th with runners on second and third, and Isak hits a really solid, good-looking ball, and then Bo Bichette times it up. Perfect. I mean, that low hop, the fact that he was able to time that up and foresight that correctly, glove side, and then spinning and fire, it was like, wow, okay, it's the Blue Jays' day, basically.
I don't think I've seen 3 more athletic plays from Bichette than that one.
Yeah.
That was a really good play. Like there was nothing to chastise Isak about that. Like that was a very well hit ball, and Bichette just did something incredible, really. And we did talk about it with the dudes behind us. Like that was it. That was the moment. That if that ball gets through, it's a whole different ball game. You can feel that the crowd gets back into it. You have something going, you have something cooking. But once that ball was caught by Bichette with the throw, that was it.
It was all for naught. And we had a good angle of it. Like, man, how did he just perfectly time that up? Because you don't expect hops to be that low, that trajectory. And I don't know, maybe from his time in, he's played at the Trop a lot, playing with the Blue Jays, but maybe his time playing in high school and showcases and, getting familiarity with the Trop turf and all that he knew what he was doing there.
Man,
for sure. So
we've talked about the defense improving with the Blue Jays outfield, which is of course it has.
Kiermaier that automatically elevates things for sure.
Now, are we talking at the infield, like Bichette's getting better at short, Vladito's getting better at first? Like this, it's a good team.
They might be coming around. They got the rotation.
Yeah.
Although we were talking about this during the game, like at some point, not to wish ill will on anybody, but Barrios' delivery with the inverted W thing that he has going on could cause him some issues in the future. The Rays certainly had experience with that with pitchers of their own. So just wanted to throw that out. But no, they are solid, which brings up the question, how do you see this series shaking out?
I think if it because of the pitching matchups, I am hopeful that they tie the series and they go 2-2.
You just want to split. Okay.
Just split it. That's okay. You already lost your best bullet in Eflin and with your starting pitcher. So, you got Tyler Alexander for a bulk role after an opener, maybe. Then you got Littell and Savali. I don't know. Push. Go tie it up and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I'm really hoping this isn't like an Eflin anomaly year where he finishes with a 5 ERA or something.
I have said this during the offseason. You cannot put your hand on the fire for any of these guys in the rotation. Can you see the potential? 100,000% I can see the potential of this being a really good, solid rotation. But putting your hand on the fire, like, oh yeah, Eflin's going to repeat what he did in 2023. I can't say that.
How do you repeat a career year? It's not easy to do. The only guy that I have confidence in doing that is Yandy Diaz, and now who shall not be named. You had a career year this past year, you can do it again and again and again, maybe.
Oh, you know who? Randy. Randy has shown that he is Mr. Steady Eddie.
Yeah.
2020
But I mean,
season.
like a career, like if
Career,
Randy
like
went
a
off
high
with
peak.
290
Okay.
batting average and 30 home runs, I don't even know then if I would say, okay, we can pencil Randy. Because I just, when I think Randy, recall 250, 260 batting average, 20 to 23 home runs, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Before we move on to baseball trivia, name that war. Ulises, you want to give a shout out to some of the people we met and interacted with yesterday, aside from the drunk girlies in the front and the cowbell dudes in the back and everything else going on.
Yeah, I just want to thank people that we had conversations with in the Budweiser porch, leaving the stadium around Gate 5, just walking around the concourse. People like, hey, enjoy the show. That's really cool. That you guys enjoy what we do. Big shout out to Brandon. He really talked with us for about 3 innings during the game, and we had a great time getting some stories from him. So that was awesome to share our passion for race baseball and face to face. It was always a good moment.
Awesome. And then I met up real briefly with a couple of Zephyr Hill City Council members, so I had to do my civic duty there and chat. They had great seats, man.
Hey, they were great seats. I saw from far away, and also shout out to Braden too, who showed up at the end of the game and had some fun baseball combos with us.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Baseball trivia. There we go. It's been a while since we heard that music. We didn't get a chance to see Klosky. Klosky was in his ivory tower in the press box, eating popcorn, drinking Coke Zeros. Has great Wi-Fi connection.
We're gonna have to ask him. Is he a Coke Zero guy?
Yeah, I think he's a Coke Zero guy.
I think he is.
I think he might be a tea guy. He does drink a lot of tea.
Very British of him, yeah.
Yes. All right. Runs scored. Blue Jays career leaders in runs scored. I have a list of the top 10 in front of me. I want 5 of these 10 names.
Alex Rios.
Strike 1.
Vernon Wells.
Correct. Number 3 on this list with 789.
Okay. Obviously, I want to say Encarnacion. I want to say Bautista. My best bud.
Yes, your buddy from college, Jose Bautista.
Yes.
USF, same classes. You hung out at his house, his mansion. I shouldn't even call it a house. You got
pretty dope guy.
You got to ride in his Bugatti one time.
He told me the best way to get exercise is flipping tires. I was like, bro, yeah, if you're an MLB player, yeah. Like if you're just a dude like me, I'm not gonna flipping tires, bro.
Like I have rotator cuff issues. I can't be
can't do that. Can't do those things.
He's a lot more mellow in person than he is on the field.
This is very true. I'm gonna go with my buddy, Jose Bautista.
Number 2 on this list with 790.
I'm gonna go with his buddy, Edwin Encarnacion.
Number 8 on this list with 593.
8 with 593. Oh, Vladito has to be there. Vladito Jr.
No, strike 2.
Ooh, but if number 8 has 584, maybe Bichette. Let's go with a Bo. I have awesome hair, Bichette.
No, strike 3. Here's the list. Carlos Delgado, number 1 with 889. Bautista 2. Vernon Wells 3. Lloyd Mosby 4th. Tony Fernandez 5th. George Bell 6th. Shannon Stewart 7th. Encarnacion 8th. Joe Carter 9th. Willie Upshaw 10th. So,
Joe Carter. Okay.
Little tricky question there. So
not bad. Okay, well, you know what? Moving on to Toronto Blue Jays legend.
Oh boy.
For Name That War, which, by the way, if you've never played Name That War with us, is when we take a player from the past and we try to guess their career war according to Baseball Reference, only using our Baseball Archive mind.
Yeah. And something fun you can do when you're at the game is just to your buddy or significant other or whatever, just somebody that's like warming up in the bullpen or on the field, just say, hey, Name that war.
Name that
Trevor
war.
Richards. And
Exactly.
a little fun game. So
And you do have fun. Today's Name That War name is Rajai Davis.
Rajai Davis probably had definitely pinch in. Probably, I want to say played like 12 to 14 years in the bigs. Career batting average of 260 maybe. I want to say he had like 400 plus stolen bases, maybe 90 to 100 home runs. I don't know if he ever won a Gold Glove or made an All-Star appearance. And I think he played for several teams over the course of his career. I'm going to go with 16 as his career WAR.
Rajai Davis, 14 years in the show, a slash line of 262, 311, 379. That's a 690 OPS and 86 OPS plus. You were correct. 415 stolen bases. So that's pretty good. A little bit long on the home runs. He only had 62. 14 years, man. He played with the Oakland A's, Toronto, the Giants, the Pirates, the Indians, formerly known, the Tigers, the Mets, the Red Sox. Amazing.
So I was right on that front that he played for a bunch of teams.
I mean, amazing, right? Like just in like a couple years each, except for the Mets and the Red Sox. But his career WAR is 11.8. So close. Mm-hmm. We're close. That's a great flipping career, man. That's a great career. Good for him.
I'm sure he made plenty of money.
And
those guys are always fun. Speaking of that, the Rays are going to run this year.
Dude, he played in the World Series, has a tremendous World Series memory in Game 7 against the Cubs. Didn't work out for them, but it was a great moment. Real quick, how much is his career earnings?
I looked it up already.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 32.9. Yeah. Very good.
Bad. I'll take it. All right. Very good. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed the program. Stay safe. And before I say this, I will be at the game on Saturday. I do plan to put it out there on social media where I'll be at. So if anybody's out there and wants to meet up or have a beer or something, I am very amenable to that. We don't bite. We're not strangers. We're not standoffish. So
people that have talked to us can vouch for us. So if you are one of those people, you can put it down in the comments. Like
people do get a little perturbed by the $800 autograph request.
They still pay it though. So it's Kevin Weiss. I will pay $800.
Yeah. Venmo, Apple Pay, cash. Like I'll take a check. Even
he's very amicable to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go to Amscott for you.
Actually, fun fact: people don't know Kevin actually carries the clunk machine that they used to do for credit cards in the 90s.
That is true. Yes,
he does have that in his back pocket.
Digital machine.
Yeah.
Stu chatting in here. Stu, I know. Yeah, you can't. Okay, I know the Rays lost, but it's a long season. I got to get Stu back on track because he's like a fan. He really is a fan because just some of the.
All right, well,
I got to kind of level him a little bit.
You got to level Stu. Sometimes, he needs a little, hey, it's going to be okay. There's 161 left. Yeah. It's okay.
I feel bad for Neander and Cash this morning because they are hearing it. Just saying. All right. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. We will talk to you Monday.